You'd think, as a nation, the fact we're now sitting down more than ever, we'd be quite good at it. But all the research suggests we're even getting worse and worse at sitting. We slouch now more because we're on our desks and on our laptops. We're slouching when we're sitting watching the movie because our sofas are so comfortable that today we just don't get our posture correct. And sadly, poor stance leads to problems as we age with our joints, with our muscles, and so on. So the way we hold our body, the way we sit, the way we protrude our chest, the way we hold our back, the way we sit up straight, the way we stand, and so on, is really, really important. And also, quite interestingly, we'll probably hear from James Cracknell in a moment, that also people that do just one sport over and over again. In other words, in James' case, he's a rower, and he admits that he did like so many years just rowing and nothing else, that his stance is the stance of a rower, which isn't a straight back, it's leant over. So if you're the sort of person that does lots of sport, that's great. Try and vary the sports so that you don't get stuck in one stance. But the rest of the time, the rest of us, make sure you're sitting nice and straight, make sure you're standing with a good stance, because it's a real important part of exercise and movement and longevity.
We become so used to just using the same muscles that those become bigger, and the ones that the opposing muscles become smaller, so you get a bad posture. So, for example, in the sport I used to do, rowing, the back is your back muscles are used all the time. So my posture is appalling. I sit like a kind of gorilla, hunched over like that, because my back muscles are much bigger than my front muscles. So when I stop, then I think, okay, actually, the day I stopped, there was no need to do as much weight training as I used to. But every day since I stopped, I've done 100 press-ups every day for, when did I stop? 2004. So just to sort of help balance out my caveman posture from too long rowing.
That was James talking about how too much of the same exercise might not be good for your stance. Let's now hear from Dr. Campbell Murdoch.
That's right. Even as James mentioned there, if you're an Olympic rower, you still may not have ideal stance and need to do work. So the body's really designed to move in particular ways and function like that. But if you're regularly doing activities or not doing activities that supports that, there can potentially be problems as the body kind of deconditions or overconditions in certain ways. So as James was mentioning there, years of rowing would have strengthened up certain muscles, changed the posture. Equally, for many people, now we're spending enormous amounts of time sitting. And with that, we're going to steadily weaken our core muscles, so our lower back muscles or abdominal muscles. And what's important about the core is it connects our top half of our body to our lower part of our body. So every movement we do, we need our core to be coming into play. And if that is not in good shape, it's going to affect how we move. It's going to cause low back pain, like a lot of people experience. But equally importantly, as we age, our sort of balance and coordination can start to reduce, and you could probably think of it under one of these: use it or lose it. And the problem with that is if we are not maintaining our balance and coordination, we may become more at risk of falling or be nervous about falling. If we're more nervous about falling, we may start doing less aerobic activities, stop getting up and moving around every hour or so, and certainly not doing the resistance activity. So yeah, regularly using our body in the way it's designed is really key, and then working on that with various focused exercises can obviously help.